Hey Ryan, what's up, man? Byron Embry here. Say, someone had mentioned your name to me the other day and asked if I knew you, and told them that I really didn't, but I'd been meaning to reach out to you since you basically live down the street here. They kind of mentioned that you had a kind of rocky season and it may be a good idea to reach out to you. And I typically don't deal with pro guys unless they ask me to. But again, you live down the street, and obviously I'm a Ryan Warner fan, considering that you're local and everything. And I wanted to look into what was going on, and I thought about shooting an email over to Doug, your pitching coordinator. But I thought, nah, I'll go ahead and wait. I had a chance to look at your numbers, saw the struggle day in, day out with some of the walks and whatnot, which is not uncommon for a guy your size and your age. Now, I've been in this game a very, very long time and pitched a lot of years professionally, and I know that when you're 6'6" and you're young, there are a lot of things that happen inside of a delivery that would not cause a problem to someone who was 6 foot, 6'1", along those lines. So I pulled some of your video, and these are some of the things that I saw. Now, feel free to use this, not use it, use some of it, use all of it, or do whatever you want. But these are some of the things that I saw. One of the more obvious things that we're going to look at here, Ryan, has been your numbers in previous years there in short season A-ball. As you can see in 2012, 2013, and 2014. In 2012, 2013, or actually 2013 was a pretty good year for you. And you're a big guy, you're extremely athletic, so there are a lot of things mechanically that you may do that you'll get away with. However, over the long haul, it has a tendency to catch up with you. And the first thing that I thought that caught up with you was the duration of your linear movement. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, how long do you actually stay in a straight line? So we went back to Pine Creek your senior year, and as you look at this video, as you can see, you really pull off line very early for a big guy. We'll put this thing in slow motion for you. As you can see, as your back foot starts to come around, we're already starting to drift toward first base. As you can see, frame by frame, we're gradually going toward that first base side. As you see where the arrows are going, and then you end up going there. Granted, sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. Okay? And I think you're in a phase now to where a lot of that movement has to be eliminated for you to be consistent over the long haul. Well, why are we getting that way? We're getting that way because this glove wants to pull you in that direction. Watch this thing in slow motion here, frame by frame. The glove goes down, front shoulder tilts down, and as a result, as that back half comes through, you obviously want to go toward first base. Well, the thing that we really want to do here, Ryan, is we want to take this glove, instead of going this way with it, we want to take this glove and allow it to stay linear, going toward home plate right over my front foot. So as I go to throw, I'm going to take my chest out to my glove versus my glove coming back to my chest. Okay? You being a big guy wanting to create a lot of leverage, this can be a problem. So if we can really think about taking that glove right to first base, glove right to home plate, allowing it to remain over our front foot, we may not have much of a problem. Okay? Think of it as a ship. The oar on a ship is pretty small compared to the size of the ship. Okay? However, I can move that oar slightly, and it can radically change the destination and the direction of a ship completely. The next thing I want to look at here is your straddling. Now, you're a big, tall guy at 6'6". However, what's so ironic about it is that you only have about a 3.9 or really roughly 4-inch or 4-foot stride length. And to use an analogy to explain this, let's take a table, for example. Let's say the table from end to end is 6 foot 6 inches long. The legs up under it are about 6 feet apart. Okay? Well, what if I made the legs up under it only 3.9 inches apart? You have a 3.9 inch stride, though you're 6 foot 6. Well, it doesn't take much force to take this entire table and flip it over. Because the legs are so close together, there's not enough space, there's not enough room to allow the momentum to stabilize itself. Okay? So it wouldn't take a lot of force to tip a table over if the legs are close together. But now put the legs back together at 6 feet far apart, Now there's more stability, there's more balance, and there's a lot more space going on that's going to be able to support the direction of that momentum. Now I hope that makes sense. Now this idea may help you too. Think about running in a race. All of a sudden someone sticks their foot out and they trip you. At that point, they have now interrupted with the stride length and the rhythm of the body. Therefore, automatically, you will trip and fall face first. The only way you won't trip and fall face first is if your back foot can come around and help catch you. Well, on the mound, that's what happens to you in that short stride. You're 6'6", and your body wants to stride longer. But with a short stride, it trips itself, and the back foot has to come around and catch it, so you don't fall face first. That's what happens, which brings me to my final and most important point. It looks like there's a lack of front side extension. Now here's what everybody wants to talk about. They want to talk about finishing the pitch and following through, but we don't ever talk about the definition. Okay, for me, I define finishing a pitch and front side extension as the extension required to get my belly button out over my front knee. Okay, Ryan, you are freakishly athletic, first of all, and I should have told you that in the beginning. And you have tremendous arm speed for a guy your height. Kids your height, they don't use arm speed, they use leverage. Okay, well, we want you to get as close to home plate as possible when you release the baseball for a couple reasons. Number one, 78 to 82% of our velocity occurs in the final phase of the throw. Okay, this is where you get. An actual finish would put you right here. Therefore, your release point is closer to home plate. When that happens, we create what we call perceived velocity. Here's what that is. Every foot, every 12 inches that I'm closer to home plate creates a 3-mile-per-hour illusion to the hitter. So we would prefer you to release the ball at 53 feet versus 56 feet. We're closer to the hitter, which cuts down his reaction time. Third reason, a fastball loses 1 mile per hour every 7 feet. Why start this process at 56 feet when you can start it at 53 feet? So man, that's kind of what I have for you. I hope you can use some of this. If you don't want to use it, it doesn't make sense, that's totally fine. But just know that I'm available for you. I'm a huge Ryan Warner fan, and I want nothing more than you to go to the big leagues and dominate hitters. Because obviously you have the athleticism and you have the ability to go do that. Best of luck, buddy.